we can do it. So this is Talk and Talk YouTube. YouTube is here, Spotify, people who are watching us. This is the immersion, and today we are talking about sales. This afternoon, I have with me Maíra, Michelle, Tamara, Bruno, Bia, Milene, and also Jefferson. Today we have 8 people here, so I'm going to split us into breakout rooms. Please, in the breakout room, don't forget to be respectful and not to correct the other talkers, and enjoy it. All right. If you need any help there's a button down below called Ask for Help. You can click on this button and I can go to the room to help you. And that's it. All of you are already familiar with TNT, right? So I just need 1 minute to split us. Today, Maid is going to be here in the main room, and it's I'm gonna have in the main room also with me Tamara, and let me see, I will have Milene too. The other guys are going to the breakout room. All right, please guys, don't forget not to correct one each other, and the most important thing is to enjoy it. All right, let's do it like this. We're gonna think Maida is going to listen only. I'm gonna have in the main room Michelle, Maida, Milene, and Tamara. All right, and then Bruno, Jefferson, and Bia are going to the breakout room. All right, I will share the questions with you one more time. Don't forget to start introducing yourself. And in the introduction, you can also share if you have any experiences with selling or something like this, if you have already worked in this area or not. All right, so let's go. I hope you guys enjoy it. All righty. So we have girls only here in the main room, right? I think the only one, oh, Flavia has just joined us. I think the only one I still don't know is Michelle. So me, first of all, can I call you me?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Of course. Can I call you me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, that's great. So can you introduce yourself, please?
Okay. My name is Michelle. I'm 30 years old. I live in Rio. I don't have experience in sales, but as the videos said, I think every day we are selling something for someone, and I agree with the video. Thanks.
Very good. Well, we have Flavia and Victor here, and they have just arrived, and I have just split the room. So I think I'm gonna split the rooms again because it's a bit crowded here. And if I send you guys to the breakout room, there will be a lot of people there. All right, so I'm gonna bring Bia, Jefferson, and Bruno back, and I'm gonna split the rooms again. All right, just so that we can have time to talk. Let's see. Let's see. I'm sorry, I needed to close the room because more people joined us and the room will be crowded. All right, so I'm going to split us again. Right, so I think now it's going to be better. Just a minute. I'm really sorry, guys. I needed
no problem. Friday, yeah, relax.
It's Friday finally, right? Let me just reorganize stuff here. So we have Maida, who is going to be listening, the girls who were in the main room with me, Michelle, and I will keep Tamara with me. This is going to be good like this. Just another minute, please. Tamara. All right, I think now it's going to be better. Sharing the questions one more time. Victor and Flavia, today we are talking about sales. All right, guys. I hope you enjoy it, and I see you at 5:50 something. Okay, let's go. All right. The invitations were set. Maida, do you want to introduce yourself only? Share with us who you are.
Okay, my name is Maida. I am 36 years old. I'm from São Paulo, capital. I am married. I have 2 little boys. I am student psychology.
Oh,
That is it.
amazing. I didn't know you were studying psychology. That's really good. Welcome aboard. It's really good to have you here. Well, thank you, Maíra. And you, Tamara.
So, my name is Tamara. I'm living in Arara, São Paulo, with my husband, my cat, and my dog. I don't have children, and I don't have intending. I am 34 years old. I am side sales nowadays, so
Yes.
it's so happy when I feel happy when I saw this subject.
Yes.
Let me see. My free times I like to watch series and movies. Sometimes I don't put the subtitles for training my listening, and that's it.
Very good. And I brought this subject because some weeks ago we had a meeting here on TNT, like with the team, and we were talking about sales. And then I thought this would be an interesting subject to bring. I've never talked about it. I have zero experience with sailing. I'm terrible at it, but I think it's going to be nice to discuss this subject. So let's start with the first question. What do you guys think makes a successful salesperson? And what is important skill a salesperson needs to have? Tamara, what do you think?
In my opinion, if you understand all the things about you want to sell, I guess, of course, we would be a good person about sales.
If you know the product or the client, I didn't get it.
The what? What?
I don't know if I got the idea. If you know the client or if you know the product.
The project, because for example, when you understand all the things about the thing, if you have the cell, for example, I guess the sales happen more easy, for example.
Like it happens like naturally, right? Yeah, I
Yes.
liked it. Yeah, very good. And what do you think is an important skill a salesperson needs to have?
Listen the other person, of course.
Yes, that's a good one. Very good. And very good. Me, what do you think about it?
So I think the most important skill is a communication. It's communication, and to be capable to influence the other people. I think every product, each product is it's possible to sell product or service. I think the most important thing is find the best client, the to follow, sorry, to join the client and the product, and understand what the client what the client need, and it's to be capable to offer the right product like this.
Perfect. Yeah. I think that I am totally with you and with what Tamara said. I think when you know the product and when you know what the problem and what are the problems the product can solve, like if you are like familiar with with the product and also like listen to the client, just like you were saying, Shali, I think it's easier to match, right? So to help the client like have their needs fulfilled, right? I chose the subject because I am reading a book about this subject, and something really nice that is on the book is basically about that. Understand the needs of the client and understand if your product is going to be useful or it's going to help them, but not just about it, but you create a relationship with this customer, because they may need you in the future. They may not need your product now, but they can recommend you to someone else. They can share this, right? So I feel they need to know how to build this relationship too. That's it. Let's go to the next question. We have a lot of good questions today. What strategies do you think, girls, should be used to close a sale? And of course, you can bring your own experiences. Is it like bringing the price up? Is it like trying to convince, like somehow like think this is the best product ever? What do you think, Michelle? Let's start with you now.
I think the best strategy it's to offer a right product and to be capable to give a client a good experience. If, for example, I work as a operation team, and one of the difficult of the operation is to accomplish the schedule of the commercial teams. So it's important to sell something that you can brought the client. You can offer it, you can do this because you can sell the first time, but in the next the client think better about the experience.
That's good. So offer the best experience the company can, right? Like, if they are going to I don't know, I feel it also like depends on the product, right? But if the customer can test it, if they can see how it works, right? And I think this is the moment, like understand the needs, make the customer experience or like try your product, and then show them, see it. You told me you needed that. You had a little bit of this experience, and now now you need to pay for it. I am terrible at sales, so I'm just sharing with you what I think. What do you think about it, Tamara?
Number 2 or number 3?
Sure.
2. I guess if you have empathy about the other person, it's possible to make this sale more easy. For example, I learned during the 2 years about it, because I sell services, not product. So I learned with me. In the end, I discovered if you have empathy for the other person and you try listen more the other person, the sale happen.
Good. That's a good point. I think, yeah, like listening to the customer is the best thing, right? Because when you need something, you're gonna have your reasons, right? Like, I don't know, if you're going to buy a product or a service, you need it for a reason. Then I feel that this relationship between the client and the salesperson is really important, because like we are trusting them, and like we are trusting they are going to offer like what we need, right? So
Yes.
this is a really good point. Yeah, very good. I loved what you said. Well, the next question I created because of an experience I had. So first of all, I want to hear from you. If you have already bought something just because the salesperson convinced you, and how did they do it? Let's start with you, Tamara. Has this ever happened to you?
In my case, I guess I never bought something because the salesperson convinced me. For example, when I enter the store and the salesperson want to force me buy something, I just leave, and I never buy because I
So
don't like I don't like it, when the salesperson, for example, stay behind me or around me. Oh my gosh, it's so bad.
yes, that's true, and this is really common, right? Like, I understand this is maybe something the manager requested, right? Like, oh, you need to approach the clients and make sure if they need any help, you are going to be there. But I feel you that some, like, it's basically that idea. I'm just looking, I'm just looking at it. I just want to see how it is, like see the price. I don't need help. It's really, really complex. Yeah. Michelle, how about you? Have you already bought something because the salesperson convinced you?
Yes, and after I'm angry with me, but nowadays I try to buy something, think about my necessity and how the product or service works in my routine. But it's sometimes the way of salesperson talk with me uh, helps to to choose the product. If the salesperson is respectful, is active to help me, and not the intention is not only sell, but understand conversation. Of course, the people need to sell, but there are different ways to uh, accomplish the goals, something like that.
Perfect. I loved it. And it's difficult because um I've never worked as a salesperson, but I know they have some goals to accomplish every month or every week. Like sometimes this is weekly. And I can imagine how desperate they are, when you see like the week is like almost over, or the month is almost over, and you couldn't reach your goals. I used to work at a school in 2021, and then there was a saleswoman there who like needed to sell the courses and everything, and every month she was really like desperate, and her supervisor was always like telling her she needed to sell more and more, and there was like a competition between schools to see which school is going to sell more. Oh gosh, it was crazy. Yeah, really, really sad. Oh, so I feel you. It's really, really complicated. And I am just like you, Michelle. I have already been convinced by a guy to buy some products. It was a nail kit. Girls, I didn't have money. He tried to convince me to buy a face mask. It was 1,000 reais. And I told him, what? I don't have this money in my bank account. I have just this amount. And I told him how much I had in my bank account. I'm crazy. And then he convinced me to buy a nail kit. I bought the nail kit for 300 reais. I had 600 in my bank account. And then after the mall and everything, I needed to have lunch with a friend. I went to the restaurant, ate everything. When I paid the lunch, I saw a message like your credit card wasn't accepted, and I was like, but I had money in my bank account. Well, I was charged twice, and I didn't have money to pay for my lunch. Then I needed to go back to the store and tell him. So it was such a lesson, don't let the salesperson tell you anything. So every time like someone calls me, I just run away. I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to be convinced because I'm terrible at saying no. So if you try to convince me, I will believe it and I will buy it, So I am so naive. That's terrible. Well, there was this story. Sorry, I talked too much, but now the day I was charged twice and I didn't have more money to pay for my lunch. Oh gosh. Well, what do you girls think are the biggest challenges in sales? And how can sales people overcome these challenges? Like, how can they face it, these challenges? I will start with you now, Michelle. What do you think are the biggest challenges?
I think is the technology, the way of offer the products and the services in different areas. Nowadays, we need the Instagram, the social medias to sell things, and WhatsApp and the tools, and it's different. For example, for my generation, it's more challenging than the other generations. So for me, it's the big challenge for other professions too.
I loved it. I wasn't thinking about it, but I totally agree with you that nowadays, if you don't have an Instagram account where you are sharing your product, it's like you don't exist anymore, right? Yeah. So
Exactly.
in the company you work, do you use like social media to share the products? How does it work, Michelle?
I work with logistics teams.
Okay.
I worked, but the commercial teams use the social medias and WhatsApp and more than another types of communications.
Yes, that's true. And every day there's a new social media. Now you have to be on TikTok too. You need to be everywhere. Oh gosh, it's really bad. You need to be on Facebook too. Terrible. Tamara, what do you think? Other challenges besides technology? It was a good one.
Yes, but active goals. For example, depending of the case where you work, sometimes it becomes impossible.
Yes, that's true. It's difficult because of course we are talking about sales in general, right? And there are sales in different areas. So this is tough. How can it affect? I will ask you like something different. How do you think this can affect the mental health of these salespeople?
Oh my gosh, I guess. No, in my case, I don't participate in the meeting with, for example, psychology. But sometimes, depending on the case, I guess is very important too. Because I guess the pressure is more high.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, I was thinking here about the self-esteem too, right? Of these salespeople. I don't know. Usually like guys who work in sale, they don't last too much, you know, like they don't work for a long time in companies, because if you are not selling, you're going to be fired, you know. So
Exactly
your self team, I can imagine, is really affected by it, right? Because of it. What do you think, me, about it?
Yes, I totally agree with Tamara. The pressure is existing in many areas, but I think if you work with impossible goals, it's too hard. For example, you have a impossible objective, and you know that it's not possible to accomplish it, and when finish the month, we can feel a bad professional, and maybe it's maybe no in many cases there are not a plan, a structure, considering the people, the tools, the market, the of course the challenge. So it's very difficult. Mental health suffer.
Perfect. Yes, I couldn't agree more. It is really important, like talking about it, you know, because it is tough, you know. It is tough, and like usually for you to start like working as a salesperson, you already need to have experience, and it is really really difficult. Let me see. Okay, so we have a good question here. Uma dúvida. Salespeople e salesperson. Ambos significam vendedor? Yes, but salesperson is just one, and salespeople is like more than one, you know? So salesperson, vendedor, and salespeople, vendedores. Right? That's it. Very good, guys. I think girls, right? Today we don't have guys here. That's good. So let's go to the next one, talking about the trust now. How can salespeople build the trust with their customers? This is a good one. Let's start with you, me. What do you think?
Well, in my opinion, as a client, as a customer, not telling lies, and be oh my god, disponible. I forgot the
Available?
available. Be available to solve the problems or understand or hear the clients, because sometimes happen a problem with the product or service, and I talk with the salesperson, and it's not my problem. I sell for you and contact the operational team and the other area. It's of course maybe it's not the responsibility of the salesperson, but try to be available to understand the problem and to uh, to to do a match with the client, the customer, with the responsible area. I think it's important to construction of the relation.
That's a really good point, because like sometimes we go somewhere or we buy something and the salesperson can't help us, but at least if they like recommend a place to us, right? Or if they tell us like they don't know, or they are not like familiar with the product, it is okay, you know. Like I don't feel it's bad not to know everything, right? But if they show they want to help us and they are there to help us somehow, you know, I think this is a great initiative. So I am totally with you. By the end of the day, it's about the relationship you are building with the customer. It's not about the product, it's not about the price. It's about what like you show you are really interested in the client, right?
It's about
But I think
the name it too. the brand of you have in the market.
Good point. Good point. Tamara, your turn. What do you think?
I have 2 points about this. The first part is about the treatment. For example, how the person treated you. For example, when you enter a store, buy things, buy the products, for example, sometimes you bought something because the treatment. It's like how the person treated you. And if this is good, sometimes you can buy this thing. And the other point is about touching where the pain really is. For example, in my case, I sell services, not product. So I guess the person have a pain. And I resolve this. I solve this. That's it.
Yeah, listen to the customer, right? And like
Listen to the
understand
customer.
understand their needs, and then it's going to be easier, right, to build this trust. Yeah, very good. There are many good questions here, girls. I think we can go to question number 5 because I know Tamara has already worked in like customer experience. So this is a good question, number 9. Who is responsible for poor customer service? Is it the employee on the front line, or the management, or both? How do you see it, Tamara?
In my case, if, for example, I open companies for the other people. So I guess the customer service is responsible the employee, because, for example, if these sales don't happy or have some problems with this, I guess in this moment the management, for example, needed stay on the line, for example.
Yeah, maybe it is difficult because I see a lot of like people without training doing like selling, and I don't see this as a problem, but like sometimes they are doing things like without training, and then don't know how to deal with the client. So I think this is a bit like part of the management, like you didn't train well the employee who is going to be in the front line. So it's difficult, but sometimes the employee has the training, but can do it well, and then they are like responsible for the customer service, the poor customer service. So it's difficult. Maybe both. Yeah.
Maybe both, depending on the case, the time.
Depends on the case. Yeah, depends on the case. Perfect. What do you think, Michelle? How do you see it?
I think one time the management is responsible for the customer service, the salesperson. This person is responsible to identify the problem and to solve the problem. Maybe the problem is the salesperson, okay, but the management need to find a solution. For example, to keep the salesperson, to help, or to fight it. I don't know, but I think it's responsible to management and the company too. Of course, each people have a responsible for their job, the tasks, the process. But if this If the person is not accomplish the goals, it's responsible for the company to solve this problem.
That's true. That's true. So it's kind of both at the same time, right? Like a little bit part of the company and the managers and also of the employees. It really, I agree with you that it depends, you know. Well, we're going back a little bit to question number 7. That is, how do you think salespeople should handle customer complaints? And is the customer always right? This is a tough question. Michelle is nodding. Me, what do you think? Like, how should
I hate
handle?
this phrase. Clients always have a right. Always no. I think it's well, I'm not a salesperson, but it's very complicated because for me it's the companies have a product or service that the customer needs. So it's a relation of equality. Maybe the the customer have it that the company needs, and the company needs that the customer have it. So, but it's very complicated. It's polemic.
It is. It's like- I am like with you. I don't think the customers are always right. And yeah, but I think that handling customer complaints, it's really difficult, you know. You need to know that you are like, you need to have the register, you need to know you are doing the right stuff, you know, because if you are doing things right, like you can show them, you know, look, I said, or it is in the contract, you know, that things would be this, and this way. So you need to understand a little bit better the processes, you know, the and also the contract too, like of course, right? Like depending on the project, on the product, it is important to know the contract.
I think complaints is not a good word. I think we needed to communicate the problems, but not complain with another people, because complain, it's terrible for the relation. It's difficult to hear complaints. But if
It
the
is.
person talk with respect and try to share the problem, okay. But complaints, it's very difficult.
Good point, you know, like if you, and I was telling this about the contract, you know, and it is important for both sides to read the contract and to know, well, like what rights you have, right? Because as a client, if like something goes wrong, you can confront the the salesperson. No, of course, I'm totally with you. It's not about complaining and start screaming or shouting, you know. It's about knowing your rights and knowing like what you bought and what was promised to you, you know. I feel that's it. How do you think? How do you see it, Tamara?
I guess all the time when it's happening with me, I try and I don't look for who was the to blame, for example, because doesn't matter, in my opinion. It's happened and the compliments come. And all the time I try to solve the problem and make sure for this thing don't happen again.
Yes, I loved it. Perfect. I totally agree with you. Yeah, make sure it doesn't happen again. Understand. Great. So you think the clients are not always right? No.
Exactly.
Very good. Well, I think we can go to the last one about the after sales. So we're going to question number 10. Do you think after sales service is important, or is it just a waste of time and money? Tamara, let's start with you. After sales.
Number 10.
Yes.
Oh, of course, is totally important because, for example, through the sales service, we can, for example, have some metric about this. For example, if your customer is feeling happy, and for example, if you need something, and that's it.
Yeah, if they are like satisfied with the product or with the service, is important. Yeah, I am with you. I think it is important, and it shows you want to like, and it shows that the company wants to improve, right? It's not just I am offering the service and I don't care about you, right? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
And
for
you-
example, sometimes I both things about the one specific mark, I guess. And if, for example, this product it's very good, for example, all the products, but the sales service is not so good. So I give up the sell the things about this mark, specific mark.
if the salesperson is bad, so you like give up on the sales?
Yes,
No way, really?
yes.
All right. Interesting. I didn't think about it. Very good. And you, me.
I think it's very important, the after sales team, in order to solve to hear the client and help to solve the problems. I think the sales teams um, to be focused on the sales, so the separate the areas. It's important. I like this concept, the after sales. I think the sales um, uh, attract the clients, but the customer, the after sales convince the customer to construct the relation.
I loved it. And it is like an open door, right? So we are worried about you. I hope you have liked it. And if you need anything, we are here, right? Like something like this. Very good. It was a really tough subject, but I really liked girls. I'm bringing the guys from the breakout room back. How was it for you, Michelle? Did you like the subject? What do you usually like
Yes,
talking about?
I like so much. I learn many things, and the questions was very interesting. The conversation so good. The time passed, and I didn't see. It's so good.
Yes,
So
that's
interesting
bad.
point.
Yeah, like maybe we can bring like something else about the customer, like customer experience. Maybe we can think more about this subject, you know. I really liked it too. And how was it for you, Tamara?
It's amazing because I'm side sale and I don't see the subject when I enter in this meeting. So it's so great. And don't forget, if you have empathy, the sales happen.
Yes, definitely.
Just
See it, guys. If you have empathy, the sales are going to happen, you know. There are so many people I want to ask, but I want to ask Bruno because I know he has, and he had some companies already. So how was the conversation for you, Bruno?
Very, very, very good for me and the girls. Uh, This subject is very important to talk about because every day we sell something for anyone. So it's great. It's good choice.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm really happy you liked it. And I feel this is the point on the video, the guy said, everybody in the company is going to be responsible for the sales, even if you don't work selling stuff, if you don't deliver a good service, how the salesperson is going to sell something, right? So I'm really glad you enjoyed it. Jefferson, how was it for you? Share with us.
Yeah, it was so nice. I hope to convince Flavia to buy Piqui, because I developed a new relationship with this product that she never knows about it, and
The
with
fruit.
the food Piqui, yeah. And I devised a new strategy to increase your taste about Piqui. And I ask all the queries, I respond all the complaints of Flavia about Piqui, and I think I'm a good seller. I hope so.
All right, Flavia, are you convinced? Are you going to try to find Pequi in your city?
Yeah, we have a lot of Pequi, but I want to eat it from Jefferson. Pequi from Jefferson.
Very good. I've
Jefferson.
never tried, guys, Pequi. I have no idea what it tastes like. But but Jefferson always talks about Pequi. Oh my God.
Oh.
Well, every time we're talking about something, he brings this fruit up, Probably it's
Yeah.
really good because it's all the time.
I knew Pequi here in Palmas. It's
Really?
common. Pequi is
Very
common
good.
here.
I
Yeah.
didn't know. Very good. I want to ask the last person now, Bia. How was the conversation for you? And have you ever bought something just because the salesperson convinced you to buy it?
Yeah, the conversation was really nice, and I think the Bruno asked that question in the last, that if I answer the emails in the survey that the company sent to us when we buy something, and I think this is important question. Like I use it. I don't use to answer those surveys, but I know that it's important to the salesperson. And about the second question, I think I have, but I don't remember like exactly the strategy like they use it. Sorry.
Okay. No, it is fine. No problem at all. I told my story for YouTube, so if you guys want to hear the day I couldn't pay for my lunch because I needed to buy, well, I bought something, you can watch on YouTube, all right? My sad story when I was convinced to buy something really expensive. Well, guys, that's it. It was such a pleasure having you here this afternoon. I didn't talk to Flavia, neither Victor nor Milene, but I hope you guys have enjoyed too. Here you have the link for the survey. You can click there and send your feedback. After service, you can just click there and say if you liked it, suggest topics, complaints, send complaints, and don't forget the feedback's anonymous. So you just have to go there, and I don't know who is going to write stuff, so it's free. All right. Thank you. It was such a pleasure having you here, and I really hope to see you guys next week. All right. Have a great weekend, guys. Thank you for coming.
So
Bye-bye.
much.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Bye-bye.
See you. Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.